humanity, we are very much passionate about what should be uh, governance, what governance should be like when it comes to Africa and the black man. It is done in Nigeria. Nigerians are planning to come out to protest. Nigerians are tired of all the stories. Nigerians are tired of every form of excuses from the government. And we have it on good report that there's a plan by the presidency to give a live broadcast to Nigerians. However, to allay or try to persuade Nigerians not to go out to protest. But in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, protest is a right. Protest is what everybody has as his fundamental human right to do so. I am Christian, and we'll be talking about how Nigerians are wanting to go about the protest. We'll also be talking about how the federal government has decided to make sure that Nigerians are afraid. We have had series of meetings. We have heard that Aso Rock is filled with so many people, dignitaries, ministers, traditional rulers, religious leaders, activists, and all what have you. And they are there just to make sure that they suppress the will of Nigerians to come out to protest. Protest is a must, protest is a right, protest is your fundamental human rights. The policies of the government for the past 1 year have made sure that Nigerians are impoverished. Nigerians are hungry. And there's one thing about hunger. Hunger does not know tribe, does not know religion, does not know where you are coming from. Hunger, it's all about the human being. We are first human beings before you are Igbo, Hausa, or Yoruba. So some people saying that this is an Igbo protest, this P2B, this obedient movement, they are just making noise because the hunger on the street, if you are in Lagos, the hunger on the street is real. Real is too real. When you go on the street, you see people and more beggars. We have more beggars on the streets of Lagos, the center of excellence. We have more people that we are willing to come and meet you and beg you for transport, for feeding, or any other thing. Yes, P2B has come out to clarify his stance on the protest. He has made his own, what he thinks about the protest. He has supported the protest, that it is a fundamental human right of the Nigerian people. Because many people have called out P2B and have told him that, why would you be, don't they know that Nigerians are suffering? Don't they know that there's hunger on the streets? All of a sudden, they are afraid, they are coming out. Tinubu wants to come out and do a broadcast addressing Nigerians. Since all this while, they sit down there and their policies will forever put Nigerians under the bus. Their policies are so affecting the common man that if you are here, there are families that a man, woman with 5 children, they can only afford to eat once a day. Because eating once for the family of 5, you can spend as much as 10,000. Probably the husband earns 100,000 as salary. 100,000. If you spend 10,000 every day, just for feeding of you and your 5 children, you are looking at 300,000 naira. So those people that are trying to stop the protests are those people that are gaining from the government. Those people that are affiliated to the government. You can see those people that their brother is in the government, or they are working in secretariat, they are working in one ministry or the other. When you see them online, they are the ones defending this government. They are the ones in particular defending this government. Don't mind what you see on social media. What you see on social media is different from what is happening in real life. Those influencers, wherever you find them, wherever you see them, typing on their keyboard, there's no protest in Lagos State. There's no protest in Southwest. Yorubas are not protesting. We are not protesting. Don't come and destroy Lagos. Oro is coming. Those people are not significant. We always go on the streets. We see what is happening. There's no how in a day you don't have 5 persons walk up to me. I'm not exaggerating. I've been on the streets for the past 5 years doing what I'm doing, going to ask questions, going to see how Nigerians are doing. I've been on the streets the past 5 years. There's no how you not see 5 persons. That is during Buhari regime, 5 persons come walk up to you and ask you for money. Is either to buy or enter transport or whatever. But now under this Tinubu's regime, the number is enormous. The number is enormous. Sometimes we even disguise as if we are also begging, so that people will not come to meet us and say one or two things. So whatever you see on social media that people are doing, trying to threaten, they're trying to put fear in your minds that there's no protest that is going to happen. There's no protest. I was in the hunger protest that Shure organized. I was part of that protest. I was there. I was there. People were calling out Tinubu on the streets of Lagos. Tinubu Ole. People were calling out Tinubu. Tinubu Ole on the streets of Lagos. And you think that some people threatened on social media, on Twitter, that if you come out, this will happen to you, this will happen to you. They are trying to put fear, instill fear in the minds of Nigerians. They said all sort of things. But at the end of the day, Yoruba people that came out to protest, were calling Tinubu out on the streets of Lagos, closer to the secretariat, closer to the government house. They were calling out people, Tinubu Ole. They were shouting it at the top of their voice. I want to wonder, if you are dwelling on social media, you are dwelling on what people are saying on social media, do you think that Nigerians will come out? So don't be moved or fazed by what is happening on social media. What is happening on social media remains on social media. The people, they are trying to find a way to make sure Nigerians don't come out to protest. Re-strategizing. The monies these people spend, the money you spend on bribing people or mobilizing people to stop protests, why don't you use those monies for purposes that will benefit Nigerians? The monies you spend to mobilize traditional rulers, the monies you spend to mobilize whoever, why don't you spend those monies for the betterment of the Nigerian people? This is a government that has misplaced priority, a government that does not really understand its role as a government. They don't understand their role as a government. They tried by starting with the obedient movement, linking the protest with the obedient movement, with IPOB, with P2B. When they saw that it failed, they are looking for other strategies. A government that is not going to focus on how to ameliorate the pains of the Nigerian people, but they are focused on stopping a protest. They are doing meetings day and night. When you go to streets on Sundays, the street on Sundays, you see some kind of meetings, suspicious meetings that happen during the NSAS. You know, there's some influential people in an environment. They gather boys. They gather some boys. Those boys, they come together. They buy them drinks. They empower them. Only God knows why they are having that gathering. Few days to the protest. Only God knows why they are having that gathering. Few days to the protest. If not to disrupt the activity of the protest, if not to cause mayhem. That is the typical political strategy these guys are using all the time. They find all they can. They do all they can to stop protesters from protesting bad government. Now, if the North did not protest under Buhari, should the Southwest toe the same line? What kind of politics are they playing? Now, some people come on social media, insignificant people come on social media to say that so far the North did not protest under Buhari, the Southwest is not going to protest. So the weapon the Southwest is using, the weapon they are using is to gaslight people. They are very good at that. That propaganda machine they have to gaslight people, instill fear in people, and give you a reason to hate yourself for coming out to do what is right. That is what the tactics they are doing. Different influencers are being positioned here and there to make sure that people don't come out to protest. They can come to a community. For instance, I'm a value of this community. I might be empowered to go to that community, probably targeting a certain tribe, which is known for aggressiveness, that is the Igbos. and said, all Igbos in my community, nobody should come out and protest unless you have issues with me. That is a tactic they are using. So they talk to different interests, different people, stakeholders, to make sure they suppress people from coming out to protest. They activate hoodlums to make sure they stop people from coming out to protest. That is the system. We have been in this political space for long to understand that Gandhi, this is the way they carry out their activity. And these are the people that want development. They make you impoverished. They make you uneducated. They make youngsters illiterates so as to use them for such activities to destroy. Local governments empower hoodlums. Empower hoodlums to make sure that they suppress the voice of the people. That is why at a point in time I was not too comfortable with this local government autonomy, with the way Nigeria is designed. Local government autonomy is going to be prosperous, is going to make sense in other climes, not in this our climb. That every local government have boys, have people that are guarding that local government to make sure that the elite in those small local government, the powers that be, the stakeholders in that small local government have their way against the voice of the people. That is why you find it very hard to get community journalism, because there are people readily available to threaten you. Your life is more at risk because they know your house. They will trace you at the local government level. Even at the state level, they might not really know you or track you. But local government autonomy, it is so bad that we have chairmen, local government that have instruments of violence that will stop you from doing what you need. So the federal government, instead of engaging Nigerians constructively, we know that they don't have the interest of Nigerians at heart. That is why they can threaten, they can gaslight, they can do all sorts of things they have to make sure Nigerians don't come out and protest. And this protest is a must, because you know why? It's a peculiar kind of protest. This protest is not just anyhow protest. This is hunger. When we call this is hunger protest, you are hungry as a person. There are three things that can happen to a man. That person will forget whether it's a Yoruba, Hausa, or Igbo. When you are hungry, you don't want to know who is going to give you food. If you like, let your enemy be the person that will help you. You accept. When you are sick, you are not looking at whether it is a Yoruba doctor or an Igbo doctor that is treating you. When you are sick, you don't care about tribe when you are sick. That's what's happening. Now, when you're in trouble and you need a lawyer, you don't care if it's a Yoruba lawyer that's going to help you. There's no bigotry when it comes to those things. If it's an Hausa lawyer that will help you, if it's an Igbo lawyer, if it's a Fulani lawyer that will help you, nobody considers tribe. So these people have tried all they can, but they have seen that they are failing at every point in time. They cannot sustain the propaganda because Nigerians are willing to come out to protest the bad government. Nothing is stopping Nigerians, because the peculiarity of this protest is not tagged with any political undertone. It is the reality that is happening on the streets. Probably the advisors the government have are not really briefing the president the thing that the situation on ground. The situation on ground. It is very hard. I put it to you. In Lagos State, the headquarters of the APC. APC owns Lagos. Since Tinubu is in APC, APC owns Lagos. It is very hard for you to say you are an APC man, because the way people make it look as if on social media, as if APC is having grounds or gaining grounds in Lagos State. If you're an APC man, try as much as you can. Come out with an APC shirt and start supporting Tinubu on the streets of Lagos. Because all these social media charlatans defending the government, trying to save the face of the government, trying to gaslight people, trying to brand. All these things they are doing on social media is insignificant to what is happening live on the streets that are happening. So when I go on social media, I tend to get discouraged. I tend to get like, but when I come on the streets and I see what people are going through, I say these people, these Southwesterners, we are learning. I'm from the Southeast. We are learning from these people when it comes to propaganda. I'm trying to understand how these people can pull these things off, knowing the reality on ground, knowing that people are suffering, knowing that Nigerians are suffering, and they are able to pull this stuff, trying to make Nigerians look as the bad people, like the government is trying their best. Okay, whether you like it or not, the North has made up their mind to protest. If like let the South say they are drawing back, the North has made up their mind. The North is the real threat to the government. The people that are the real threat to the government are the Northerners. It is the North that is making the government afraid. Yes, I see somebody say that we should not be afraid of that Yeye Oro. Let me talk about the Oro. The Oro you see in Lagos, there's a page on Twitter, that Lagospedia, that it is a gaslighting. Ikorodu monarch have debunked that Oro. It's just they want to stir the waters. You bring in Oro. They want to denigrate. They want to give the Yoruba culture. I don't know where these people come from. You just want to give Yoruba culture because of politics. Politics, you are destroying your culture and heritage. Oro is not going to disturb anybody. People are coming out to protest. Already, the hunger is so biting that people are even weak. They just need people to just encourage them to come out and protest. I've never really seen this protest as going to be effective to touch the government to do the right thing. I've never seen this protest. But let people come out and express themselves. Let the government know that people are not sleeping. Even though they might not heed, because this government, in the next 5 years, they will not do what is right. That is my opinion for the people. They are not wired to heed to the cries of the people. The structure they have is a structure of corruption, criminality. A structure that they have built over the years. It's a structure whereby they prey on the people. It's a structure whereby they take from the people and cause hardship. That is their daily routine. That's what they are known for. You cannot walk up to a local government and ask about the records, how much the local government has spent, what the local government is doing. There's no free access. You see, a gang of people will just come and try to gag you. So it is known. It is a known structure of criminality. They don't have what it takes to give good governance. It is never in their blood. That's why a president will tell you that he has listened to your cries. But you see a private jet, 21 billion. Cars for, these are the ones you know. These are the ones you know. There are things that are yet uncovered. They have the evidence with them. As a journalist, if you come and uncover it, they will be wondering, how did you get this information? They'll come arrest you. I want to know how you get that information. I want to silence you. There are things that are happening under this government that people cannot come out to say. Although people are afraid because the government is not transparent, the government is not accountable. Just look at what is happening with all the aids. The money you spend on aids, and look at the advice they are giving President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Look at the advice. A woman used COVID-19 palliative for her birthday. You appointed that woman in your government, and you expect people to just fold down and look at you and applaud you and move on. You know the reason why people like us cannot move on is because there are elements in this government, there are things that this government is doing, there are baggages this government is carrying that will never make them bring good governance to the people. They just want to remain in power. So this APC government cannot cannot. If they can, you will see, you will know. Nigerians will feel it. If this government will bring good governance to people, Nigerians will feel it. Forget those people that are just talking on social media. They are just managing the image of the government. The government is not wired to do what is right. And good people are not speaking. That's the point. Good people are afraid to die, afraid to fight for their rights. In Nigeria, good people are not speaking. What we do, we take risk most of the times to speak. You know one thing, it's better you die doing what is right than you die a useless death. All of us, we are going to die one day. It's a normal thing. You're going to die one day. Nobody's going to live forever. There's much more beyond this place, because if there's a repercussion for good or evil, there should be a judgment day for what you have done while on earth. So people think that everything ends here. No. We are going to live like 70, 80, 90, 100 years on earth, but there's much more beyond this place. That's what I believe. So, to the crux of the matter, no more P2B, no more obedient movement, no more IPOB. Now, the strategy the government wants to use, they want to address Nigerians, to allay their fears. Tried using the Imam, they have tried using Oro, they have tried using all they can, but hunger. These people should understand one thing. This is not a political gathering. It's not a political party that want to take over government. It is hunger. I don't know whether they don't understand English. This is hunger. Hunger. People are hungry. The hunger is biting hard. Hunger is speaking. No matter how much rice is, if you share 20 trucks of rice to every state, no matter how many trucks of rice you are sharing, if they eat once, the next day they are going to get hungry and they will protest. It is hunger. How do you alleviate hunger? So you are beating about the bush. Oni of Ife will come and say this one. Oba of Benin will come and say this one. Sultan of Sokoto will come and say this one. Christian Association of Nigeria will come and say this one. Everybody will just come and be saying their own. Kwankwaso will just come and say, yeah, now, let me not even call you Abelo, that one is insignificant. Different people from different corner. Maybe they should go and tell Biden, or they should tell Russia president, or she should tell Trump to tell Nigerians not come and protest. There's hunger in the land. People cannot feed. We cannot feed. One day we'll do a broadcast whereby you see the portion of rice that is 1,000 naira. Some people still earn 40,000 naira in this economy. How are they surviving? There's transportation. How are they going to survive? A portion of food 1,000 is what a small child would take normally. An adult cannot feed with that 1,000 naira. So when you feed 1,000, are you not going to drink water and other things? Why beating about the bush? Why gaslighting yourself and Nigerians? What's the need? You are not tackling the hunger. You have economic team. You have the likes of Fela Durotoye and everybody that are your assistant. You have one of the highest number of aides. These guys are not doing anything. You have media aides. They are not doing. They're just there, keeping quiet. One of your aides, your SSA, look at the convoy that guy used. It was a wedding. It was like more or less the convoy of the president and SA. And Nigerians are sitting in their house watching this on social media. And SA to the president having such a convoy. Do you know how much will be spent on maintaining those convoy? And you will come out and tell Nigerians, I've heard what? Which cry? You have not heard any cry. There's nothing you have heard. While you live a luxurious lifestyle, you are telling Nigerians to be patient. You are playing with the mentality of Nigerians now. You are playing with our mentality. So many revelations about how the government is taking advantage of the citizens and still tell the citizens, yes, we know your pain. This is going to be one of the biggest protests. Or, let's say this, under Tinubu's regime, Nigeria is going to have one of the biggest protests ever. Under Tinubu's regime, Nigeria are going to have one of the biggest protests ever. If it's not now, if it's not tomorrow, it will be soon. Let them gaslight everybody. Arrest in the north, they're arresting people. You arrest this person, he called for protest. You arrest that person, he calls for protest. You people should be sensible for once. This is hunger. It is not. It is a natural thing. It is not say somebody is sponsoring somebody. People would naturally. People are protesting in their homes already. Just that it has not come out. Let's tell people the reality. People are protesting in their homes. I go on the street less than forgive. If you know me, you can confirm. I'm not trying to say I'm this kind of person or with the little I have. If I have 10,000, 20,000, it will not be enough to get to the people that I meet on a daily basis. I'm going to go out this morning. I'm going to see some people sit aimlessly, hopelessly. Some people have stopped their jobs because the money the employer cannot pay. The money they are collecting cannot match up with the reality. It's just like you are just going to work to spend transportation. The money cannot match up to the reality on ground. The money cannot match up to what Nigerians are experiencing. How will I collect the 50,000 naira? How will I? And my transport is like 1,200. 1,200 times 20 days, let's say 20 days. It's almost, let's say 1,220 days, it's almost 30,000. I'm just saying 20 days just for, let's say 20 days. So people are just, it is a gradual thing. This is just the first year of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. People are suspended from reality. People are not living anymore. It's going to be a matter of time. Just a matter of time that everything will explode. All those ones, they are saying they are sponsored protests. When the protest will start, when the real protest will start, it will be beyond the control of the security forces. When the real protest will start, you can see people committing suicide, hanging themselves because of hardship. When the real protest starts, it will be beyond the control of the security agencies. The security agencies to stop gaslighting Nigerians. Tell the government what you need to do. Stop hunger, and these protests will die a natural death, but they will not, because they don't know anything about good governance. They are in the business of doing what is wrong and gaslighting and propaganda. That is their business. They don't know anything better. Somebody said something. In the regime of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, show me any man. There might be, that have started a business from scratch and built it to a successful standpoint. Like they started a business, they never got involved in politics. They started a business and they built a successful business, or they built a successful career. These are political jobbers. They don't know anything about building societies, building structures, building institutions. They don't know anything about that. They are just political jobbers and opportunities. They don't have what it takes at all. They don't have what it takes. We are here where we are today. I'm having network issues, but we are going to get better from time to time. But I want to sensitize Nigerians on what you need to know and what is happening on the streets. Forget social media. That's one of the reasons why I found it necessary to come and do this broadcast. It seems the government is so good on social media, but when they have their policies, they write all sorts of grammar and English. They write all sorts of publication, well-written publication. But when you come and look at the reality, you will see that it is a totally different thing. When I go on social media, I look at the phone, I look at what government say we are doing, sharing right, sharing this, sharing that. When I go on the street, it's a different thing entirely. These SAs, these people appointed to advise the government, they're just in their offices, entitled to just loot money. They don't know they know nothing other than looting. They know nothing else other than looting, looting, and looting. It is high time. The revolution they are afraid of. Those that supported Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they believed in his prowess, in his capacity to drive the nation forward, have been disappointed big time. I didn't support Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But at least we needed a southern president. I predicted from the onset that Obi was not going to win the election. I predicted that Obi was not going to win the election. I saw a Tinubu winning the election because of the Nigerian structure. At least Tinubu going there, the most well-prepared president. He's going to hit the ground running and everything and blah blah blah. We folded our hands, we crossed our hands, watching what game they are going to bring on. We're watching. We're trying to figure out what they wanted or they are trying to do. But at the end of the day, these guys, they disappointed their supporters, people that supported him. I know somebody that called me and told me that Tinubu, within 1 year, he would do better. He was so confident about that. He was so confident. He was too confident that let's allow Tinubu, he can deal with the cabals. I know, if it's about dealing with cabals, I still give him his flowers. He has that gragra. He has that capacity to deal with cabals. When you are dealing with cabals, remember Nigerians, so that the cabals will not use Nigeria against you. So he disappointed a lot of his supporters. It is a big task to defend Tinubu. That's why his media aides are not active explaining Tinubu's policies to Nigerians. His media aides, or those that he appoints, he should sack all of them. They are the ones that are supposed to be explaining to Nigerians what the president is doing. Engage Nigerians. You are his aide, for God's sake. Engage Nigerians. You just no engagement. You just come and you, as if it's your father's position. See, the Tinubu government, highest you spend 8 years. 8 years max you spend. Then the Yoruba presidency will be shifted, whether it's to the north. The north will take over the presidency. Then let me see what you're going to say when the north start doing worse. I know they started it, or it has been the normal thing that has been done. The north started it. So you did your own. You're doing your own now. They are just doing anyhow. Because it is Southwest that is the presidency. It is Southwest that is this one. It is Southwest that is this one. Southwest that is this one. When a Southwesterner is not there, when somebody else goes there, because power is transient, when somebody else goes there, then you know. So now, let's stand for what is right. Let's stand for what is right. Let's stand for what is right. The government at this point in time are finding ways to understand what the people are going through, but their aides are not helping them. The people they employ, the propaganda tool they employ, are not helping them. Because what is happening on social media, on the media, is different from what is happening on the streets. People are dying, in hospitals. When you go to hospitals, people are dying. People in their house, like the season we are, is Hamatan, like there's cold. So many people are down with malaria. Most of them, they are just trying to manage. They don't have the funds that they need. They don't have what it takes to get a complete malaria medicine or drug, or get a nurse or whatever. They're just drinking, if it's paracetamol, drinking Panadol, just to manage the whole thing. They don't have. That is the reality on ground. The policies of the government has made everything on the high side out of the reach of the people. And you think gaslighting people to stop this protest? My brother, somebody is saying, someone was cursing the other day, if you protest under Tinubu's government, it will not be better for you if he's not trying his best, if he's not doing his best. You are living in where you are living in, probably you are getting from the government. Come down to where the people are and say that thing. There are some people that what they are saying on social media, if they say it in some area in the southwest, they'll get beaten up. They'll beat them up. They'll be attacked because the hunger and the anger, the verbal attack they will get when they come on the streets. There's a guy that was doing a social media, I think was doing a social experiment. He carried Tinubu's banner and went to hang under one bridge. There was a market closer to that bridge. The people there were threatening the guy. They were threatening the guy. Say, it's better you carry this banner of Tinubu and leave. It is not in Lagos, in the southwest. So Lagos might be a kind of a place whereby you see different tribes. You waste time. In Ibadan, this is happening. The people in that market were threatening that person that put up that he just put up a poster. And they even assured him that if you leave this thing here, if you come here tomorrow, you will not find this thing. These are areas whereby you have the Southwesterners. So don't let people gaslight you. There's going to be a protest. Even though the protest, they are trying to put fear in the minds of people not to come out. There's going to be a protest. But the real thing that is needed is the government to do what they need to do. Because things are getting out of hand. I know I'm saying this. I don't support the APC. I don't see APC. I don't see APC. I support regionalism. I support Biafra, Oduduwa, Arewa, because this is where people are going to find themselves. They are going to experience what it means to be a Yoruba man, what it means to be an Hausa man, an Igbo man. Federal system is not working. The constitution is not helping matters. So when you have an Oduduwa, when you have an Arewa, when you have a Biafra, there will be competition. The leaders therein will be forced to be responsible to the people, because when they watch over and see that Arewa is doing well and the Oduduwa and leaders are misbehaving, people will rise up against them. When the Southeasterners see the same thing, people will rise up against their leaders. So when we have a separate country, a separate region, you can do regionalism, restructuring. Restructuring. That is what is going to help Nigerian people, because as it is, there are people, we have the instrumentality of tribe. We have the instrumentality of this government accountable effectively. Tribe is a major thing. Religion is another major thing. Geographical location is another major thing. Political affiliation also is what limits people from holding the government accountable. When this thing is taken off and people are having access to the government, there's no, if you are in a Oduduwa, someone will not tell you that it is IPOB that is organizing the protest. They know that all of us, we are Oduduwa here. Don't come and tell us rubbish. That propaganda will not fly. If they are bringing religion, Omo Yoruba niwa, Omo Oduduwa niwa, religion will not fly. If you are looking at geographical differences, this is the Southwest. So those propaganda will not fly. So these three things that the federal government always use to divide Nigerians, not to hold them accountable, will be put out of the way when we have regionalism. Somebody says the protest should not be hijacked. Please. How desperate the government is to make sure this protest does not spiral into something else. You don't know how desperate this government is. The North is their concern, because the bandits are there watching. The ISWAP, they are there watching. When there is destabilization, they have their way. They can overthrow. They can start their Islamic whatever. They'll start killing and gaining more grounds. That's why the government is concerned about this protest. Not even the Southwest or the South, the Southeast. All those ones are made up their mind. The protest will not make so much meaning or will not affect the government so much. But it is the North. It is the North where that violence may start from. That's where the government is concerned, the North. Because the Gumi of this world, other guys, they are watching. Some guys, their prayer is that then everybody go their ways. That's their prayer. Some politicians are just, there are different sides to it. Those agitators, non-state actors, want the protest that will make Nigeria divide. Politicians that have grief with the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, want the protest to scatter his government, and they are the ones, the genuine ones. Nigerians are hungry. So what the Nigeria government needs to do is first tackle hunger. Tackle hunger. Tackle hunger. Master strategies. We are calling out to you to avoid all these things. Tackle hunger. I'm saying this morning because I know I'm saying this. Some people are having meetings on the ground, like what this guy asked. He said this protest should not be hijacked, please. Some people are playing on the ground. Some people are being paid money to hijack, to make the protest violent. Mr. Gbolahan Olagunju says, when is the protest starting? 1st of August is on the Thursday, this week Thursday. That's when the protest is starting. Yes. Highlight Bangla. Let me greet my people. Yeah, you see you're from India. You're welcome. You're welcome to this broadcast this morning. It's going to be 45 minutes to 1 hour broadcast. We are going to do every morning. Then we look at what is happening currently in Nigeria today and what Nigerians need to really do. The protest is starting on Thursday, and some people have started theirs already. So it is a time to be alive. Some people have started theirs already. Although I'm not an advocate of giving a government, a APC government, I'm not an advocate of giving them a template of your protest, their share of the national cake, gain more ground and control. And the president, he wants to be amongst the cabal, the legends of the country, the Obasanjos, the Bangidas, the Gowons, the Absalamis, the Jonathans. He wants to be in that league. He wants to be in that league whereby they are lords in Nigeria. So they are not interested in anything development. So when you're going to start a protest, don't inform them. Let the protest start already. Yeah, Blue Ventures, I see you. You're watching from the United States. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you for supporting us. You can help us like and also help us share this video. The protest is going to start, but this is what I predict. Because I'm on ground. This is what I predict. People are already looking at going on with their business. The people that are going to protest will do so peacefully without obstructing the business of other people. They will do so peacefully. At least where I am, they'll do so peacefully. They are going to register their grievances to the government and wait for the government to respond. So the government should allow them to do their peaceful protest. When they finish, then you will now engage and dialogue with them. Although there are people that want to hijack the protest, whether it's from the side of the government or side of non-state actors. If it's in the north, I think non-state actors want to hijack that protest. But if it's in the south, my bet is on the government. Hijacking that protest in the south, southwest especially, my bet is on the government. Because normally in every street, we have guys who really readily meet with the politician. And if I'm a politician, I love to be a politician. I love to be a politician. I love to be a politician. Yes. If I'm a politician, what will I do? If I stay in social community and there's a likely protest, I will call youth in that community, have a meeting with them, threaten them, make sure there's no protest. That one would demoralize a particular number of persons not to join the protest. You minus it's going to bring in fear. That's what they are doing. They are busy instilling fear in every place. Busy instilling fear on people, making people afraid. That's what they are busy doing. That is their new job now. Make sure people don't come out and protest. But these people, if they have sense, or if they really wanted to help the people, to address the concerns of Nigerians, they will bring a policy for at least for short term, a policy that will make sure that the price of goods will come down. Because every day it goes up. It goes up. It goes up every day. Nothing. They do nothing about it. Now, last week the price of bread is 1.5. Now it is 1.8. So somebody will be coming on social media telling me that President Tinubu is doing all he can. This bread during Buhari regime, as bad as it is, was 700, 800 during Buhari's regime. Tinubu came in, he jacked up 200%. Now it is 1.5. Salaries have not been increased. Your income did not increase geometrically to meet up the increase in price of bread. You are not earning 2 times to be able to meet up with increase in price of bread. Every day it adds money. And somebody will come online to tell me that Tinubu is working. Does it make sense? Make it make sense. You people are in charge of government. You know these stakeholders. These stakeholders you are calling to stop you from protesting. Those that are arbitrarily increasing the price of foodstuffs. Call them and threaten them. The way you are threatening protesters not to come and protest. Channel that energy to these guys that are making life difficult for Nigerians. Instead, you don't have any good plan for the... It is an evidence that these people don't have good plan. No matter how, if the protests stop, today, it will spring up tomorrow because there is still hunger. So if you quench the hunger, if you make sure you quench that hunger, Nigerians will not bother coming out to protest. That's just the basic thing. If you are able to alleviate remove hunger from the list, people have what it takes to eat, feed themselves. From the list, if you are able to remove that from that list, there can be poverty, because poverty, since they gave birth to us, they have been trying to alleviate poverty. They have not been able to do so. Hunger, if you are able to alleviate that hunger on the list, it is only left for the political people that do having their political whatever. So, like the allegations you're making, some politicians are... There are 3 categories of people. I've said it: the non-state actors, the politicians, and the people that are interested in this protest. 3: the non-state actors, the politicians. Non-state actors, the IPOB. We have those in Arewa. We have also the bandits and terrorists. We have the Oduduwa. Politicians are political friends and enemies of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and those that did not win the election. Yes, those are the political. Then the people and Nigerians that are hungry. How can I say so that people understand what I'm saying? Nigerians are hungry. Nigerians are hungry. Somebody says, you don't know the solution yet. Tinubu's mounted as president of Nigeria removed subsidy. After he removed subsidy, he has not put an economic team to understand the situation before he removed subsidy. And you thought that was a wise decision? You remove subsidy now. I believe this guy will not be living in Nigeria. Mr. Winter, he might not be living in Nigeria to understand what I'm saying. What you see on social media is different from what is happening in real life. Wives are quarreling with their husbands. Wives are having issue about young people, young ladies, children that are up to the age of 16, 17, 18. You can see them all around the streets. Different ways, however they can get money, no morals again. Because of the hardship, you are there saying that if the government cannot fix it, let them step down. They created this problem. They have been there since 1960. They have been there since God knows it. 1960. They have been there in power. They are the ones that destroyed the country. And they are coming to tell us they can fix it. Let them fix it. So we should die because the government is clueless? Or should we fold our hands and be watching the government? I said it again. Bread, 1.5, is now 1.8. It is increasing day by day. When we fold our hands and pray for the government, the suffering keeps increasing. Nigerians have been patient. You know that Nigerians are the most patient people on earth. There's no nation as patient as Nigerians. There's some people still come and gaslight Nigerians not to come and protest. Protest peacefully, register your grievances. Let it be that Nigerians have protested. Mr. Samia Hakhtar, yes, you're welcome to this broadcast. Bangladesh, God bless you. Yeah, if I voice, say some youths are not ready for themselves because some of them will be used against protest. Yes. You know, education in Nigeria is a sham. As far as I'm concerned, yes, education in Nigeria is does not meet up with the global reality. An average Nigerian student does not think for himself. He's just made to recite particular theories. There's no provision to use his mind to explore. It is what he's been told that he puts in his brain and mind. Yes, that's the Nigerian education for you. So they have a lot of Almajiris in the southwest, a lot of them in the southeast, a lot of them in the north. People without any hope. They are in their numbers. During the answers, you heard of Awawa boys. These are young boys that have no parents, that don't have no home, in their millions. So these are a ready army of people that can be used against protest. If I have 100,000 naira now, I can mobilize boys up to 100 to cause havoc. That's how bad it is. That's how illiteracy have eaten into. In the southwest, though, southwest, where you have educated people, you have a million. You can form a political party of nuisance. If you have a million naira, you can form a political party. If you can fund, like what is happening in the southeast, you have ESN, or in the north, you have people that are recruiting. You can recruit from the southwest also because of the hunger. So there are youth already readily on ground that are willing to be used because of what they are going to eat now. They don't have hope, no skill, no degree, nothing. The country has failed them. So these are the instruments the politicians are going to use at this point in time against the Nigerian people. These are the things we are fighting against. Some of us that had little education, we know what we saw. Little. Some of us, right from school, we have been rebellious. We have been rebelling against the establishment. Because even in schools, you are being suppressed not to speak up. In schools, in our higher institutions, you are suppressed. In the church also, you are suppressed not to speak up. That is why church, there are so many churches in Ogun State, but the roads are bad. What is the essence of the church? Whereby the environment, the church cannot, the environment does not feel the impact of the church. I believe if the church is a transformative society, church should be involved in engaging the government to fix roads in their vicinity. You are a light of the world. You're not just light spiritually. Your light will be shown and people will see it. A church, so many churches in so many streets, and the roads are bad. The roads are bad. Yes, Mr. Bolahan is asking a very, very important question. He said, but who are the sponsors of this protest? You see, when we talk about sponsors of the protest, the Take It Back movement account was frozen by UBA. And you know what Take It Back movement is affiliated with Shore? Of course. There are people underdogs that will normally you cannot have a protest, an organized protest without sponsors. So it is difficult identifying the sponsors of any protest. You can just make a wild guess that these are the people sponsoring the protest. And again, my question is, why do you want to know the sponsor of the protest? I've told the government, please deal with hunger first. Then they will be exposed. The sponsors, they will be exposed and their intentions will be exposed. You cannot throw away the baby and the bathwater. Genuine Nigerians are coming out to protest because they are hungry. Genuine Nigerians. You cannot, because of some people are trying to latch on that protest to destabilize the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, discard the majority of Nigerians that are coming out to protest. You cannot. Me, I'm looking at the genuine Nigerians. I'm not concerned about anybody sponsoring, because those ones are not going to fly. If they are going to have, like I said, people don't like some things that I said. This Tinubu, you can only make him to do what is right, but remove him from that seat. When people say we are going to start Tinubu must go, you are making a very big mistake. If you are in Nigeria, you understand the structure. You understand how people can align with criminality to carry to destroy democracy. For instance, you have people partisan in civil service, partisan people in the military, partisan people in ministries, agencies, as in partisan. When we have a military that is partisan, that is tribalistic, they are tribalistic. At least the Algas that give the command are tribalistic. They are fed well to heed the voice of the president. So a million of you will come out and protest. They'll find ways. They'll find ways to. So if it's Tinubu must go, just take it. Those ones that are hiding behind these genuine protests, that people are coming out to protest, to put Tinubu must go, they should be careful, because Tinubu is not going anywhere. Mr. Okuoji, I see you, a very, very dedicated someone that watches my broadcast. God bless you. Good morning, Mr. Okuoji. So forget the Tinubu must go. When you are piloting Tinubu must go, that's where the problem. That's where you're going to have big wahala. Big wahala. So stop Tinubu must go. Let the North start their fight. See, I love it as the North and Southwest, they are digging it out. We are watching. We are from the South. They are from the North. They are from the North. Because the Northern people, they are like a head of cattle. When you just say, let's go, they go. They say, let's go, let's go. When they start scattering things, it can go out of hand. And the North are not used to protesting, but now they want to protest. And when they start protesting, you know, they will now turn into violence. So the federal government is much more concerned about the protest in the North. That is where their concern is. The protest in the North. They are not in the Southwest. They are organized in the Southwest now. If they do anyhow now, they just send in some guys. They will just scatter the whole thing, and the protest will stop. They'll bring in the army. But in the North, both you that you are sending your minions to go and destroy the protest, when they catch you, that might be your last day on earth. They identify you, the protesters are genuine in the North. And these guys have hearts. And like I said before, the bandits, the terrorists, those people there can see that as an opportunity to destabilize the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They can use that. That the government is concerned about the North, not even the South. Southeast have made up their mind that it is Biafra they want. They have seen the future. I see the same thing. They have seen the future. That it is only few people that will gain from this government if from a system, this system, somebody that breathes, lives, and survives with criminality will allow you to take that food from his mouth. That is what the government is all about. They cannot survive without being corrupt. No, they cannot. It is not in their DNA. They must be corrupt to be seen as human beings. So those calling for Tinubu must go. It is in the South, I hear they say Tinubu, not saying a one-term president. South, they are saying Tinubu, don't try Tinubu must go, so that you not turn this thing to something else. Look at what is happening in Kenya. Ruto apologized. When they started Ruto must go, that's when you saw that Ruto became much more violent on the protesters. The protesters also, they have regrouped, that is the Gen Z, to make sure that they hit Ruto hard. So when you say a certain president must go, you are wanting to make it a kind of riotous revolution. See, my advice, before I end this broadcast, my advice is the government should allow these guys protest in the south. They should carry out army whatever in the north, because north is the problem. North is the problem. That north is the problem. They should focus. They should focus. They should focus. Please help me with the likes. Thank you very much. Help me with the likes. We risk ourselves every day to go and speak the truth. It's a risk. We have been threatened so many times. We have been normally corruption is going to fight back. Like I used to say, I'm first a human being before I'm from any tribe or nationality. So I consider the human nature. If you're not a human being, you cannot be Yoruba. You are first a human being. Before you are Igbo, also Yoruba. So I'm looking at humanity now. I'm looking at how people, because we are closer to the people. It's not anything. These people should understand what I'm saying. We are closer to the people. We are seeing the pains and suffering of people. A blind woman comes to the bus stop every day to sell. A blind woman. And she doesn't make much to feed she and her child. She doesn't make much. So you see this thing and you want to share tears. Then somebody will just come somewhere and tell you that they are trying to overthrow. Nobody is going to overthrow Tinubu. Let's get down straight. Let's get down straight. Except the North decides that they are not going to be part of Nigeria, and that won't happen. Everybody go their separate ways. That is the only thing that can make, because the East is already on standby. Let's watch what's going to happen this year. Stand by to leave Nigeria. So if the North decides that we don't be part of this country again, that is when you can say you can affect Tinubu's, you can stop Tinubu from completing 8 years. Oh God. 8 years. Tinubu, 8 years. Tinubu will do 8 years. I'm Igbo, though I'm born in Lagos. I tell people on the street, I think we'll do 8 years. They will attack me. Are you not supporting Biafra? See, we are not being sentimental here. We are telling you what is happening. The way I supported an OB government, I don't belong to any party. I get more involved in the activities of local government, which is run by the APC. There's no Labour Party. So my support is just a support of what I've seen. For instance, I told people that Tinubu is going to win. I saw the workings. I saw the meetings. People are having meeting here and there. Even this second term, this second election in Lagos State, let me not say what is going to happen. When we get to that time, we cross that bridge. Somebody said the protest will surely be violent. We pray that it is going to be violent in the north, down the shore. Because the elements, we understand the kind of people, the north, the kind of what they are made of. It's already getting violent now. The other time, they were destroying posters of Tinubu. So they just had to allow them have their way. When they are tired, they leave. So it's going to be violent. It's going to be violent in the north. But I don't think it's going to be violent in Lagos State. No. Some people it's not going to be violent in Lagos State. For Mr. Oji says, Emperor Tinubu still feels he will address the people. He will address the people. I believe so. He will address the people. But at the end of the day, it's just show. Buhari addressed. We even went deep into the mud. It's just show. We are doing what we are doing to enlighten Nigerians that these people are not for you. See, they are not for you. Upon all they shouted, even some of the APC supporters told President Tinubu, there's this woman that hid COVID-19 palliative. Don't appoint her. Did he listen to you? They appointed her. So the reason why they are even reacting in the first place because of the North and how crazy the North is, what the North can pull off at any point in time. That's the reason why you see they are fidgeting. But if it's for the South, they are already happy. You know what? In the APC, they are happy that the Southeasterners are not protesting. They are happy. Although when they start to say IPOB, they are doing so. They are accusing IPOB obedient and PWB so as to push them away from the protest. That's why they are doing so. They are happy. They are very, very happy that Igbos are saying, we are not part of. The government is afraid. The government is confused. The confusion in the government is, I don't understand. The confusion is too much. The confusion is too much. We just pray that at the end of the day, God will just intervene. Since we believe in God to help us do what we need to do for ourselves, let's just follow that path. God will just intervene and make sure these people try and do something to remove hunger. Try and do something to alleviate that hunger. Just try small. They should just do mistake. Let us do mistake and do a policy that will make sure the price of food come down. Maybe they are the ones that are accountants now. He's an accountant. They have people, technocrats. He has technocrats in his government. He should just try. Just that hunger. Let it come down a bit. Nigerians are dying, Don't let this. Don't let the prayer of this. Nigerians are like. As God helps us today. Those that supported Bola Ahmed Tinubu are regretting. The government has failed them. A president from Yoruba extraction. Let's not involve the OBJ that has failed Southwesterners. Yes, the guy did not measure up. He's a politician to the core, but he's not a politician for the people. He's a politician that knows how to tax and also create territories. He thinks big for the elite. He does not think big majorly. Maybe 30% for the people, but 70% his projects are for the elite. Thank you very much. As I end this broadcast, don't forget to like, subscribe. As we come tomorrow for other exciting broadcasts, please help us like 24 persons are liking. Help us. God bless you. I'm Christian Chiku. We'll see in the next broadcast. God bless you.